Okay, so tonight is Halloween, and I surprisingly did not take this time to go as any of the characters. So I just reused one of my other costumes as Gene from Bob's Burgers, which is why I'm so, bold primary colors tonight. Yellow and denim! Respect! And why I'm so babyface. I'll grow it back in 2 days. But day after Halloween is an important day for me, because it's the day all the stuff at Spirit Halloween goes on sale. So I called up my friend Jordan, who's an even bigger fan of Spirit Halloween than I am, and he and I are going to hit the sale in the morning before everything is sold out. So for this, I need an outfit appropriate for going to a Halloween store. For Lance's outfit, I'm gonna need jeans and a black t-shirt, which are items I already have, but it's mainly gonna be that long-sleeved shirt of dark blue and azure stripes that are gonna give this outfit any specificity. And while I did find this striped shirt at Goodwill, it wasn't quite the right color, but I think we can fix that by just giving it a little dye bath. Poured in the salt, a little bit of dish soap, got my evening blue Rit dye, or as I like to call it, evening blue. Washed off that peel lid just so I got the absolute most amount of dye that I could for my money. Poured that in there and let it go. And once it was done, look how perfect this came out. It wasn't even wet. I'm kidding. This is actually what it looked like when I pulled it out. But once it dried, it did look pretty close. Due to my ongoing lack of porcupine quills to stick through the shirt, I added this little chain to my pocket as a little flare, and it seemed appropriate.
So get some sleep and dream big dreams.
Okay, so I'm up and I'm about to go get Jordan, and I just had the first legitimately bad night's sleep I've had in probably about a month, and I absolutely count my blessings on that. I used to have, bad nights of sleep almost every night, because I have been thinking, I'm like, it's been a lot of good nights. When's the bad one gonna come? And of course, it comes on a day that I was trying to wake up early, so. Oh well, that's what 5-hour energy's for. So me and Jordan are out here sitting outside the Spirit, waiting for them to open, staring down anyone who looks like they have keys. No, not really. We're not that violent. Why do I have that chair leg in my car still? One of the owners brought their dog. We then perused the aisles of discounted merchandise. Ravenclaw, Slytherin, Gryffindor. I'm used to it by this point. But when we drove to the second Spirit Halloween location, we came across this. Okay, guys, I have to tell y'all this. If this is another Jurassic Park, these chain link fences are not gonna do much good. Christmas decorations going up the day after Halloween. Jordan, do you know who that is? I've never heard of him.
Yes, we don't talk about Bruno.
Canes. And right next to top hats. Oh my gosh, I have to.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
After checking out a few more items and finding out that my friend Jordan can pull off a shoulder dragon pretty well, we took our bounty with us and I dropped Jordan off before heading back home. Okay, so back from Spirit Halloween with Jordan, and now I'm home. I got this mirror here that I kind of want to spray paint before trying to sell on Marketplace. But in order to spray paint it, I need to basically line this entire area with small strips of painter's tape. And then just cover the whole center with some larger strips. So that is just going to be some long, tedious work. And I'm sure there's a way to cover that faster outside of just finding a perfectly sized trash can lid to cover it with. So if you know of an easier way to do that, then leave it in the comments. It'll be too late by the time you post it, but I'll know for next time. In lieu of my thoughts on Lance, which I don't really have any thoughts. I have thoughts, just not on Lance. I didn't really like him. I wasn't really supposed to, so mission accomplished. Nothing else really to say. And I decided I might as well tell y'all about my story of how I came to see the movie Sing for the first time. So, yeah, despite what some of you may think, I didn't really have any interest in seeing the movie Sing. I saw the multiple trailers of it being advertised, and the thought I just kept having was, who is the main character in this? And of course the answer ended up being that they all were, but still. I don't know. I didn't have any interest in it. It didn't look all that up my alley. So I had no plans on seeing it. But a little while later, I was writing for a now defunct website called Backstory, and I was writing movie reviews for them. And I told the guy who ran the site, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go see 2 movies tomorrow, and I'll hopefully have a review on both of them. Those 2 movies were Jordan Peele's Get Out and Rock Dog. And I kind of realized, I'm like, I really should have seen the last animated movie about musically inclined animals, just so I know, how much of this is original or how much of it is ripping off. Kind of how, like, whenever I saw The Secrets You Keep, and I said, oh, so this movie's basically an even worse version of Hard Candy, when in reality, it was a worse version of Death and the Maiden. So I was like, I don't want to go into this not having seen that, so I was like, okay, I guess I do need to see this animated movie Sing. Problem is I didn't think about this until the night before I was going to see the other 2 movies. I kind of realized, I'm like, okay, I've got to get some work done in the late morning, and then I got the movies. And also it was going to be a Friday evening when I got home, and I was like, that's usually when me and my folks watch a movie. And even I'm like, trying to put 4 movies in one day? At the time, that seemed like an impossible feat to me. Little did I know what I'd become later. What I ended up deciding was I was like, okay, it's 9 p.m. right now. Let me watch the first half of that Sing movie tonight, and then I'll finish it in the morning. That way, I'm not trying to squeeze 4 full movies in one day. So, I start watching the movie Sing. First of all, realizing, okay, it's not a cringy mess like I thought it would be. I'm actually enjoying it quite a bit. And then we get to the halfway point in the film, which is, of course, where the theater collapses. And that's also where I had to stop watching that night. And I'm just left in a disarray, because I'm thinking, okay, I thought the worst that was going to happen was, Nana Noodleman was going to turn them down and, they weren't going to have the money. I did not expect that much devastation. Now I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I can't wait until the morning till I can finish it and see what happens. So then comes the next morning. I wake up, first thing I do is I finish watching it and enjoyed it all around. And now I had all these great songs stuck in my head, keeping me going for the rest of the day. After that, I went and got some work done. I used to be doing some work in my neighborhood at the time. So already it was like, started my day with the pretty happy ending to a movie. Got some work done, so I felt productive. Then went to go see Jordan Peele's Get Out, which was good. Came home, worked out, which also made me feel good. Then I saw Rock Dog, which was nothing special, but I still had a fun time watching it. And then I came home, and honestly, that day has just always stuck with me as like, that was a pretty good day. And it started with Sing. And from there, I was kind of just recommending the movie to a lot of people. And every person that I recommended it to who saw it, or even just people who said they also saw it, all kind of said the same thing. They all said I wasn't expecting to like it, just like I wasn't. Also important to note that for those of you who do remember, that Sing did come out the same year as Zootopia, and it came out after Zootopia, no less. So there was already this movie about a city of animals stuck in everyone's mind, and one that was a lot more, I guess, substantial, you'd say. To the point that I almost think it's unfair whenever I see pieces up online that say, like, Zootopia or Sing, which one's the better movie? And part of me is just like, well, that's an unfair question. Zootopia is the better film, because it's trying to say more. Like I said, it's got more substance to it. But if you're going to ask me which film do I enjoy more, and which film have I watched a heck of a lot more, I think the answer is probably obvious to you by now. So much so, in fact, that whenever Sing 2 came out, I found out where they were screening it like a month early and bought my 2 tickets immediately. I didn't even know who was going to go see it with me at the time, but I knew. I knew I was going to go see it.
If you actually listened to all that, then your attention span is officially better than mine was in high school.
Once I was done taping it off, I spray painted the whole frame so all parts would be matching white, let it dry, removed the tape, and then sold it on Facebook Marketplace a couple days later. I'm so glad I opened up this channel to talk about my Marketplace fix-ups. Oh, that's not what this is about, right?